Have you ever felt abandoned, rejected, like no one sees your pain? Like you've been pushed into a wilderness with no way out? What if I told you there's a God who sees you even there? This is the powerful story of Hagar, a woman forgotten by people but never forgotten by God. Stay with me because her story might just change how you see your own struggles. Part 1. Introduction to Hagar. Hagar was not a queen, not a prophet, not someone you'd expect to be remembered. She was a servant, an Egyptian slave in the household of Abraham and Sarah. But her story, it carries a message of hope for anyone who has ever felt unseen. Part 2. A painful decision. Sarah, Abraham's wife, could not have children, and in her desperation, she made a decision that would change everything. She gave Hagar to Abraham so that Hagar could bear a child in her place. What seemed like a solution quickly became a source of pain. Hagar became pregnant and tension filled the household, jealousy, hurt, conflict. Sarah began to mistreat Hagar and Hagar had had enough. Part 3. Into the wilderness. Alone, pregnant, afraid. Hagar ran away into the wilderness. No protection, no food security. No plan, just pain and uncertainty. Have you ever been there? Running from something but not knowing where you're going. The wilderness is not just a place, it's a season. A season where everything feels dry, silent, and empty. Part 4. God sees Hagar, but here's where everything changes in the middle of the wilderness. God showed up. An angel of the Lord found Hagar by a spring of water. Not in a palace, not in comfort, but in her lowest moment. And he asked her, Hagar, where have you come from and where are you going? God already knew, but he wanted her to speak. Because your pain matters, your story matters. Part 5. A promise in the pain. God didn't just see Hagar, he gave her a promise. He told her she would have a son and that her descendants would be too numerous to count. Even in her brokenness, God had a future for her. Then Hagar did something powerful. She gave God a name. El Roi, the God who sees me. Think about that. She wasn't a prophet. She wasn't royalty. Yet she was the first person recorded to give God a name like this, because she experienced him personally. Part 6. Return and trust. God told Hagar to return not because her situation was easy but because he had a plan. Sometimes God doesn't remove you from the situation immediately. He walks with you through it. Hagar went back, but this time she carried something different, hope. She knew she wasn't alone anymore. Part 7. Lessons for today. So what does Hagar's story mean for you? God sees you even when others don't. Your wilderness is not the end of your story. God meets you in your lowest moments. There is still a promise over your life. You may feel forgotten, but heaven hasn't forgotten you. If you're in a wilderness right now, hold on, because the same God who saw Hagar sees you, and your story is not over. If this message touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs hope today.